Hi there everyone, it's Rihanna here from Recreates, but you can call me Ree. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be showing you two cards that I have made for the 31 Days of Halloween Spooktacular video hop, organised by Hook, Line and Inker on Instagram. The first card I will be showing is cute and spooky, and the second card may be morbid for some, but was made just for fun. There will be one big prize at the end of the month, and for your chance to win that prize, all you have to do is comment on my video in the comment section below, and comment on everyone else's video. Tomorrow's video and everyone else's video links will be in the description box below. Please do make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like what I have created today, and to see more future upcoming videos. I want to start off by saying that I was generously supplied with this free Digi Stamp set from the owner Nina as part of the launch of her online store called Digi Stamps Club. She has also generously offered all of my subscribers a 15% off discount code to her entire store, which I will pop in the description box below with her store link too. I started off with a card base using Nina Solar White 110 card, some black cardstock and some white cardstock, as well as some 100 GSM printer paper. I made the Halloween nighttime background using Tim Holtz Distress Oxide inks in the colours Chip Sapphire, Seedless Preserves and Wilted Violet, with 3 Picket Fence Studios life-changing blender brushes onto the 100 GSM printer paper. I die cut some trees and grass from some black cardstock from a uniquely creative die set called Tree Builder Die. I printed out some of the images from the Digi Stamp set from Digi Stamps Club onto some white cardstock and coloured them in with Copic and Kazaz markers, and used my brother's scan and cut to cut them out. Unfortunately, I was a bit overconfident as I used the super sticky score tape to adhere the black, white and coloured panels onto the card base, and as you can imagine it didn't turn out perfectly straight. So I had to trim off the card base, black and white cardstock and redo it all over again, which I will show you later on. I adhered the trees, grass and the Digi Stamp images with the Sticks 2 2-in-1 glue pen and some art glitter clear adhesive. I used VersaFine Onyx Black ink to stamp out the Happy Halloween sentiment from a Heavy Doodle stamp set called Holiday Sentiment Duos onto some white cardstock. The card base is Nina Solar White 110 card cut down to 10 by 8 inches, then folded in half. The black cardstock is 9 7/8 by 3 7/8 inches. The white cardstock is 10 by 4 inches. And the super thick card front that was adhered to Nina Solar White 110 card, black and white cardstock is 9 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches. I felt like the card wasn't finished, so I added some clear wink of Stella to the trees, the cauldron, the witch's wands, and the bat's wings. The story behind this card is basically that bunnies can be very territorial, and this particular bunny got pretty upset with another bunny stealing his veggies, so whacked the other bunny on the head with a shovel and then buried him in the veggie patch. He did a terrible job at burying him, by the way. The dead bunny, who has a scar from being whacked in the head, is now a ghost and looking down at what has happened to him. I've used Catherine Pooler Midnight ink to stamp out some images onto some white cardstock from Lawnfawn's Some Bunny and Booyah stamp sets, and masked some of the images using Gina K's masking magic. I'm using the same ink to stamp out the sentiment Hoppy Halloween from Lawnfawn's Hoppy Easter and Booyah stamp sets. The stamped images were coloured with Copic and Kazaz markers, and I used my brother's scanner cut to cut them out. I have also added a black glaze pen to the ghost bunny's eyes to make them shiny, and went over the grey bunny's eyes and mouth with a Memento Tuxedo black marker, as well as for the dead bunny's scar and ghost bunny's scar and mouth. The card base is Nina Solar White 110 card cut down to 8.5 by 5.5 inches and then folded in half. The white cardstock was cut down to 5.5 by 4.25 inches. The black cardstock was die cut with a My Favourite Things die from the A2 Rectangle Stack Set 2 die set. The black cardstock grass piece was die cut from the die set called Grassy Fields from My Favourite Things. The Tim Holtz Distress Oxide coloured card and black cardstock grass piece were die cut with a My Favourite Things die from the A2 Stitch Rectangle Stack Set 1 die set. I went over the black grass with some Wink of Stella to make the card a bit more sparkly. I adhered everything down with art glitter clear adhesive and then realised it left marks where I glued the coloured card onto the black card. So I used my mini mister to spray water onto the background and pat it with a microfiber towel to hide the marks. I hope you liked both of my cards and hope the bunny one wasn't too morbid. I was and ahhing whether to share that one with you all in case it would upset some people.